Welcome to my channel! So, I want to start by asking you to be brutally honest with yourself for a second. Have you ever wondered why you can scroll on social media or watch Netflix for 3 hours straight without even blinking? Yeah, we've all been there. But then the thought of spending just 30 minutes on a project that could actually change your life feels like absolute torture? If you're nodding your head right now, I want to tell you something really important. You are not lazy. Really, you aren't. You lack motivation not because you're weak, but because your brain's reward system has been completely, well, hijacked. Today, we are diving deep into the psychology of motivation. We're talking about the dopamine code. It's fascinating stuff. Now, a lot of people think dopamine is just the pleasure chemical. Like, you eat a piece of cake, you get dopamine, you feel good. Makes sense, right? But neuroscience tells us something much deeper. Dopamine is actually the molecule of anticipation and drive. It's the chemical that makes you want things. Let me tell you about a wild experiment from the 1950s by two scientists, Olds and Milner. They implanted tiny electrodes into the brains of rats, right in a region connected to the reward center. They put the rats in a box with a little lever. And here's the kicker. Whenever the rat pressed the lever, it sent a tiny, painless electrical current that triggered a massive release of dopamine. Do you know what happened? The rats became obsessed, completely hooked. One rat pressed that lever 7,500 times in 12 hours. Eventually, the rats stopped sleeping, they stopped eating. They would literally starve to death while pressing that lever just to get that artificial hit of dopamine. Now, it's easy to look at that and think, wow, crazy rats. But look around us. We are living in a giant Skinner box. Think about it. Every notification on your phone, every like on your post, every piece of junk food, it's all designed to be our lever. Our brains are being flooded with cheap, unowned dopamine. And here is the terrifying part of the psychology behind this. Your brain is highly adaptive, very smart. When it gets constantly flooded with these massive artificial spikes of dopamine from your phone, it tries to balance itself out by shutting down its own dopamine receptors. It's called downregulation. So when you sit down to read a book or build your business or go to the gym, your brain literally doesn't have the chemical capacity to feel motivated. It's tapped out. The hard work doesn't stand a chance against the cheap thrills. But here on this channel, we are all about reaching our beast potential. So how do we fix this? How do we hack the system back? It takes work. You have to do a dopamine detox. You have to consciously starve yourself of the cheap, instant gratification. Put the phone in another room. Stop the endless scrolling. When you lower that baseline, something magical happens, truly magical. Suddenly, the quiet, difficult things like a heavy workout or writing a business plan or reading a book, they start to feel incredibly rewarding. You start to link dopamine not to the final result, but to the effort itself. You fall in love with the grind. It's a game changer. And once your brain learns to release dopamine from hard work, you become absolutely unstoppable. Now, here's a question I'd like you to think about today. What is the one cheap dopamine lever in your life that you keep pressing? And what could you achieve if you finally decided to let it go?